Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's been a little while since we've done a live, certainly a long time since I've done it for a Saturday and Moonee Valley meeting, but this is looking at the Sandown card mainly, as I only got to do the form for a couple of races at the Valley. But I'm sure it's still going to be the same in finding a couple of winners. So we start off with race 1 at Sandown. I'm going to go through Sandown first, then go back to the Valley. So race 1 at Sandown is starting off there with a benchmark 70. Track's going to be a good 4 rather than the true position at Sandown. I'm within the first Holler Amigos. And I know it's probably going to sound strange, but I think he's a very consistent racehorse. The first lap one was a flashing light saying, follow me, next start. And I think, he loves Sandown. He's very good second up. I'm pretty sure he's 2 from 2 second up. Ben Allen gets along with the horse really, really well. Eugenius in for second. I think he's the class horse of the field. But he's just not showing his best at the moment. Well, I can't really say he's not showing his best considering he's racing in very good races. But I think he's a class of the field. Porter in for third. He's been well backed into now, I think, the second favourite or favouritism. And I think that's because he's going to be up on speed and looks the only leader in the race. And Liberami in for fourth. But I'm pretty keen here on Holler Amigos. I think that the market's got the price wrong. I think he should be under $4. So with him being over that, I think he's a bet at the price. On to race 2. Race 2 is a sports bet, more places, benchmark 70 over the 1,600 meters. And I haven't got Revelare on top, or Revelare, whoever you want to say that. I'm going to go with Revelare. I've got it for second. I've got Sir Atlas on top, and I think that this horse can run a race and be winning here. Look, yes, he's got to carry the big weight as being the toppy, but he's been racing in very good quality races, both behind the Open at benchmark 84 level. The Open then went to the Kensington on New Year's Day. Didn't really do much there, but the form coming out of that race has been frank, with Moonee running a placing on a Saturday. So he's got good form around him. And he's more than up to this grade, considering he ran within a neck margin of Typhoon Harmony the day they met at Caulfield. He'll run the trip no problem. He'll handle the grade no problem. He's got a very informed jockey aboard. I just can't see why he's $5. And I'm happy to be with Sir Atlas in the second race. Revelare for second, well-backed favourite, because I think that's something to do with the fact he'll be up on speed again. Like Porter will be like the reason they backed Porter in the first, because Revelare will be up on speed here in the second. Steal the Sun, I thought, was very good last start with no luck and can definitely win this. And Harmonious Sonora in for fourth. But I honestly wouldn't be surprised if one of the top 3 were to win. But I'm with Sir Atlas in race 2. Race 3 is a sports bet listed Blue Diamond preview for the Colts and Geldings over the 1,000 meters. And I'm not with Shining Smile. It's going to sound crazy, but I'm not with Shining Smile. I just think that, now he's short. He's very, very short now. For a horse that probably, he's got the group form on the board. He should have won. He should have won down the straight. On debut. He should have then won his second start. He did win his third start, but I was expecting him to win that day in a lot more of an easier fashion than he did. He didn't really have that killer punch late. Back to the grade he was in, you probably were expecting him to just race away and make a good thing of it, but he was pretty... Look, he won, so he got the money, and that was the main thing. But it wasn't as impressive as you would have thought. Having that being said, I'm with Redders here. I think that this horse is extremely hard to beat, and happy to have it over the favourite and Shining Smile. He's trialled really well. He had Aleppo Pine behind him in one of his jump outs. And we all know what that horse did. and he could come out. I don't know where he's going to go next start or wherever he's going for the Slipper or the Diamond. I'm not sure, but he could be very competitive in either race. But I've got Redders on top. He's well bred. He's going to put himself on speed. He's going to give Shining Smile a run for his money and have something. He'll have something to catch coming around the bend. And to be honest, I think Redders being able to just sit up on speed, do no work in the run, could be off and gone by the time Shining Smile even gets interested. And then I've got a Latonde for third. I think can run well, and Menshevik for fourth. But I think it's between Redders and Shining Smile. I think Redders has got Shining Smile's measure here. Happy to have him on top. Race 4 is the Sportsbet Group 3 Blue Diamond preview for the fillies over the 1,000 metres. I am with my Gladiola here. My Gladiola. Now, I've seen it's the My Gladiola or Miss Gladiola. I'm not too sure. I've seen both names advertised. I could be just losing it personally, but and I might be because I did these tips while I was on night shift. So hopefully one of the two of them is right. But anyway, my Gladiola is what I'm going to go with. I think she'll win this, and I think it will be like what Hayasugi did to win the Diamond, win the Prelude. I don't know if she's going to win the Diamond. Obviously, there's a lot of water to go under the bridge between now and the Prelude, but the fact she's been well backed early, because significantly shortening from 750 to 550, I think that's a big push from the market to go off that for a horse that's unraced. Behind some of the horses that are, considering it had the option of backing some of the horses that were already raced and have good form. One of them being Price Tag, 2 starts in his career, 2 placings, both being down the straight, now around the bend. I think if there's any the main danger to my Gladiola is Price Tag, because I'm convinced she's a good horse. Interested to see it around the bend, and she jumped out really well. But my Gladiola had a measure, and then again had a measure when she then subsequently jumped out really well again. So my Gladiola on top from Price Tag. Miss Celine could absolutely come out and blow these away. Gave them a beating on debut and a start, but was just explosive late under Blake Shin. Not sure why Blake Shin's not on, considering he's riding at Moonee Valley tonight and he's not riding this filly tomorrow. So I'm a little bit perplexed on that. And expulsion in fourth in the fillies preview. Race 5 is a tile-imported listed WJ Adams Stakes over the 1,000 metres. 3 races in a row over the 1,000. Would you believe it? I've got Miss Chrissy on top. Now, a lot of people like myself were on Boxing Day where this horse, to be honest, should have won. It was just took an old Marvel and Astrid Street to beat her. All I see here is speed, speed, speed. Mrs. Chrissy will just sit off it. It'll be like the Ballarat win. She'll just sit off that hot tempo, come right down the center of the track. Big Sandown straight to wind up. She's won at Sandown before in dominant fashion. She's a stakes winner. She's a multiple stakes placed horse, and she deserves to win this. And considering they haven't really taxed her this campaign, I think she's a very, very good winning chance. Fickle, obviously, for second for Jamie Mallam now. Look, I don't know if, this horse has to significantly jump up in grade from a benchmark 70, but to be honest, the horse is racing really well and deserves a crack at stakes grade. Philosopher in for third. In my opinion, he had every chance. Well, he did have every chance last night and was disappointing in Midwest. He's not the jump, ping, and run horse he used to, but he'll still be up on speed. But like I said, all I can see is speed. Fickle, Philosopher, Midwest, all go for it. Mrs. Chrissy sits off, has last crack, and gets the chocolates. So Mrs. Chrissy for mine and the Adams. Race 6 is the Live Life Foundation, benchmark 78 over the 2100. I've got Miss Tarzi on top. And this is going to sound, again, pretty crazy, but this is my best bet of the day, Miss Tarzi. I thought she was she was very good first up. She was game as ever last night with the 63, narrowly being beaten by Zambezi Khan, who'll go around as one of the market elects today at Moonee Valley. I thought winning chances were only Miss Tarzi and Inevitable Award. Inevitable Award, obviously coming out of the 1800 meters at Flemington, where he looked gone, but just kept surging and kept finding and came away to win late on the line. So with that, I think Inevitable Award may give some cheek to Miss Tarzi, but like I said, I think it's all about Miss Tarzi in this race. Kings Valley in for third. Not quite sure why such a short price off what he's done. I mean, he's consistent. He's a good horse. I'll handle the ship no problem. But he has to come up to the grade where Miss Tarzi and Inevitable Award have already, been competitive in the grade, or at least certainly above it. Which is what Miss Tarzi is. Sorry, I'm spluttering my words. Samuel Langhorne in for fourth from that race. So Miss Tarzi, Inevitable Award, Kings Valley, and Samuel Langhorne. Race 7 is the Mary Bell, benchmark 84 over the 1600 meters. Smoking Princess has been incredibly well backed. You don't see horses back from $6.50 to $4 in the time she has very often. Having said that, I've got Smoking Princess in for second now, and it's also going to sound weird considering that I tipped Smoking Princess last start to win. I should think, did I tip? Was that a Smoking Princess or Stylish? I think I had the strategy on both of them, so I made a profit on both of them. Anyway, back to this race. I've got Le Zebra on top. Now, I have to confess as well, I didn't give Le Zebra much of a chance at all first up. I gave it no chance, to be honest. I expected them to go forward, but they didn't. They sat back, and they might have found the key to this horse because the horse absolutely throttled to the post, obviously beaten by Elphinstone. I can't quite remember who ran second that day. But I think that with the run under the belt, good run first up, had jumped out well leading into that run. I think that it gets its chance here to win. Might just need one more, and that's the only key. It's just the fitness level that it has. But I still think that it's got the class on its side to win. Smoking Princess, obviously well backed, and I share the market sentiment here. Will be in it for a long way. One Long Day has been proving great money spinner for Connections, winning 3 of its 5 starts, looking to add another win here, and Far Flung for Billy Egan in for fourth. But I do quite like Le Zebra here. Anyway, race 8 is the Evergreen Turf John Dillon Stakes at listed level. I'm pretty sure it's at listed level. My second best of the day comes up in this race. I'm with Aztec Ruler. I gave him a big chance in the Standish. I mean, I thought that, obviously my tip was Joyful Fortune, but I knew that Aztec Ruler would run really, really well. He didn't disappoint. He went into a narrow. He went to about a photo. It went to probably maybe a nose or a half head margin of almost beating a straight track specialist. And It's Our Time. He'll go around tonight in the Australia Stakes, but I think up to 1400 meters, perfect. I can't see Sandown being a problem. This horse will love a big track, back around a bend, up in distance, right jockey book, right time of its preparation. Is a stakes winner, and I think we'll add another win on the board here. Just Folk is the class of this field by some way, but he has to carry a lot of weight to win. But he's deserved to carry the weight because he's the class runner of the field. Shorten lane, dry ground, 1400 meters. We know how this will end. Very good horse on his day, but certainly not the horse he was when he came to Australia. He's dropped off a couple of pegs from that. And the old boy, Buffalo River, in for fourth, who should be up on speed and running well. Race 9 is the Tile Importer Group 3 Manfred Stakes over the 1200 meters. And I'm not saying he's a moral by any margin. I would never call this horse a moral, but I am today. Wonder Boy will win by 3 lengths. Hard to say because he's a back marker, but he's got the best form in the race. And to be honest, for me, it was, Indala, Band of Brothers, Wonder Boy. Couldn't split the three of them. But then I went back to thinking, well, how far, their form was tied in by Growing Empire. And then I went back and looked, well, how far were they differentiating in margin from Growing Empire? Indala was, I think, about maybe was seven lengths off Growing Empire. Band of Brothers was, I think, at least 2 lengths. Wonder Boy went within a half length, nearly a half length margin of beating Growing Empire. Granted, Growing Empire was being wound down late, was never going to lose in the McNeil. But I just think, Wonder Boy was the closest to it. He's got a lethal sprint on his day. They brought him back to 1,200, stuck the blinkers on. First up, Mark Zara booked. It's a lot in his favour to be able to just sit back off them and come charging down the middle. I really think, and I'm happy that this card is at Sandown, because had this race been at Caulfield, I probably would have tipped Indala. But the fact that Sandown is so even, and the fact that the reason the rail's in the true position, it should give every horse every chance. Wonder Boy here, for me, just looks like he's going to get every chance for all the reasons I've already explained, and I think he will be winning. So Wonder Boy from Indala, who obviously is going to run really well. And I had Indala clearly over Band of Brothers. Even though Band of Brothers has had the run, Indala gets a kilo and a half off Band of Brothers. But then again, the day they met, he had a kilo on Band of Brothers anyway, so it's only a half a kilo in Indala's favour. But Indala has the better, well, in my opinion, has the better record on the board. Band of Brothers in for third is a Group 3 winner himself and can't be underestimated in this foot. And Kira Billy, what has this horse done wrong to be $20? She won a maiden relatively impressively, then went right up in grade to a Group 3 and ran third. Why is it $20 here in a Group 3 race unresuming? Moonee wouldn't put it in the race if he didn't think she was ready to run well. At $20, I know I've got it for fourth, but can definitely run well. And I'll be having something on for more the place, but I think something small, the win won't go astray. But Wonder Boy for mine in the Manfred, I think he can win for Jerome Hunter. Race 10 is the Nick Johnson Real Estate Benchmark 74 1200. And I'm going to finish the day on a favourite here. New York Luster will, I think, be winning. He won in the canter first up under Blake Shin. Then went to Flemington and again was a short price favourite. Got the job done. Eased down late and, to be honest, deserves to be favourite here. And I think we'll get the job done again. Sunshine in my pocket. Clearly second pick, and to be honest, is the only danger to the favourite. Went bang, 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 and they ran third in the Mornington Guineas as favourite. It wasn't Morning. It was Bendigo. Bendigo Guineas. Went to the Bendigo Guineas as favourite. I hope I've got that right. And I think can resume. I think he'll be the one that's hitting the line hard. And if it doesn't, I don't think he'll catch New York Luster. But if he does, it's going to be a big performance. Fishing in for third, and I can't believe I just took my glasses off. I can barely even see that writing now. Fishing in for third, consistent speedster. We know how this works, but probably better off at the Valley. Should have been going around in the 955 tonight. And Holy Racket in for fourth. And now we move on to the Valley. Now, I've only done the form for the Australia Stakes. My full tips will be up later this afternoon or before the races on Community tab. But look, Southport Tycoon, he's the class runner of the race. He deserves to win. He's $1.85 favourite. He looks to be the one to beat, and I'm not going to disagree with that. I think he is clearly the one to beat. Multiple Group 1 winner of the Manicato and the Australian Guineas. For a horse to be able to sprint and stay, or get out to a mile, takes a pretty good horse to do so. I think that Southport Tycoon's pretty hard to beat. I've got Schwartz in for second. Will be up on speed for most of the way. We saw what this horse could do when it has a one-hit wonder mission, obviously in the Missile Stakes in Sydney, and coming down to win at the Valley. I can't remember when it was. Oh no, it ran fourth. Sorry, it ran fourth at the Valley behind Archo Nacho, who's now over in Hong Kong. So I'm getting my races mixed up in my head. But anyway, I've got him for second. It's our time. Obviously, the Old Marvel in for third. And I've got, this is going to surprise a couple of people here, Semillion in for fourth. I think can run really, really well as well. But like I said, I'll have the full tips up on Community Tab this afternoon. But one more thing before I end this live stream preview. I've got a share in a horse running today, the Big Goodbye in the Gold Coast Gold Market. Place would be ideal. Win would be extraordinary. This horse, I'm not saying he's past his best, but he certainly would need to lift to be able to win. But he's got the blinkers going on. From all reports, he's going really well, the old boy. But we're all hopeful as well. But thank you for watching my live stream for another Saturday. Just the way my schedule worked this week, it was going to be very hard to get a preview out for Saturday and include the races for Moonee Valley, even though I was only able to do the Australia Stakes. But I think that I'm still hopeful I can find some winners, and let's get some winners. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next Saturday, or see you next week for the preview, and it will be a preview. Bye for now.